Hey there, party people! Today we are going to look a bit more into my Celtic Fakemon region by, you guessed it, making regional Fakemon of the Ralts line. Choosing these 4 Pokemon not just because Gardevoir is one of my top 5 favorite Pokemon, but also because I think that they would work well with the idea I want to go with. Oh, and the Fakemon art in this video is once again provided by Hikoku. Please go show them some love using the link in the description. Now, the main idea I have for this regional Fakemon is to tie the line into Arthurian legend, which, yes, is a legend about a British king, but it still has heavy ties with countries all over Europe, such as France and, most importantly for a Celtic-inspired region, Wales. So, free game as far as I'm concerned. Although the ties to legends won't be immediately apparent in the first 2 stages, as they are merely a prelude to it. All 4 of these Pokemon are going to be sharing the same secondary type, but its primary type will change after Kirlia, rather than Ralts, Kirlia, and Gardevoir all sharing the same typings. To best achieve this, I dipped into a type combo that we haven't seen in the games yet. So, without further ado, say hello to the Fakemon Cridi Ralts, the normal steel type. Their now singular horn is like a blade of hard steel. These Ralts are much more adventurous than their Hoennian counterparts, as they're like little kids dreaming of one day becoming a valiant knight or powerful sorcerer, things along those lines. They even have a little tough guy pose as they try to emulate that persona, but still they are only small and clumsy, so they still have a long way to go. I just really like the idea of this little Pokemon that's just over a foot tall, just being so passionate and excited for adventure. But the moment things get really dangerous, they become like a little kid and hide behind their trainer. It's such a cute image to me. I want to help bring them up big and strong so that they can achieve their dreams. And the next step on that journey would be Cridi and Kirlia, which is now a bit more like a knight in training. They are very reserved and respectful now, keeping their emotions in check as they hone their prowess in service of their trainer, or lord to keep up the thematic idea. Evolution has caused a shift in what this Fakemon sees as a perfect knight. Where Ralts has the very action hero idea of one, Kirlia has a more romantic idea of one. They aren't always looking for adventure, they look at the big picture. Or at least they're starting to. They're figuring out what it is they want to be a knight for, to protect what they care about. Their trainer, their comrades, and the forests and lakes. These Kirlia love nature very much and wish to preserve its beauty. Wild Kirlia can be found aiding New Eldred in cleaning up woodlands and lakes, as well as chasing off various ne'er-do-wells. Also, as a bit of an aside, I do love how the pose came out for the design. They look calm, but their body language is definitely wary. They're still in training, but they're always ready to protect and attack if necessary. And the training comes to fruition when they evolve. And, in Cridi, it's actually Gallade that is the one that is the final evolution regardless of gender by leveling up. Kirlia's love of all things green and desire to protect evolves it into the grass steel type Cridi Gallade. This version of Gallade is far more defensive than its counterpart, but still packs a punch. Its arms double as both clubs and nearly impenetrable shields. And this is where the Arthurian legends start to come in, because Cridi Gallade is based on the Green Knight, from the poem Sir Gawain and the Green Knight. In the story, the Green Knight rides into King Arthur's hall, not to fight, but to play a game. He would allow anyone to hit him with his axe, on the condition that he returns the blow in a year and a day, with the axe then belonging to whoever accepts the challenge. Sir Gawain accepts and chops off the Green Knight's head, who lived in spite of it. And for the rest of the story, it's not actually important for the rest of the Fakemon. But there is another little inspiration. There is a little bit of Ent in Cridi and Gallade. You know, the tree herders from Lord of the Rings. While Gallade isn't a tree, it has become part tree at least in the whole protecting the forest thing. Now, I won't really be playing around too much with stats in these videos, as I know nothing about balancing, but as you can see, I do have a stat line for Cridi and Gallade, since, as a regional variant, I had to keep the base stat total the same as normal Gallade, so I felt a bit more comfortable playing around with the numbers, seeing as I had lines to color inside of. But mostly, I wanted to get the idea across that this Fakemon is meant to be on the bulky end, with some amount of physical attacking power, truly making it completely different from how Gallade is normally used. Its signature ability, Greenwood, plays into this as well. It simply halves the damage of fire-type attacks, coming from the fact that fresh green wood is harder to burn. Of course, fire-type attacks will still be super effective, but now they won't be quad effective, allowing Cridi and Gallade to better function as a tank. And then there's the signature move, Green Axe, which builds on the Green Knight inspiration. It's a physical grass-type move, and the base power starts at nothing, and will fail if Cridi and Gallade happens to move first, which, thanks to a base speed of 45, that's unlikely to happen, but it is also a guaranteed hit move. The base power of this move becomes equal to the base power of the last move that hit Cridi and Gallade, which I feel could have some fun double strategies, but I don't know well enough to be certain about that. But it does go back to the Green Knight's challenge, promising to return the blow he had received. Hell, even outside of doubles, it'd be a tricky thing to play around the more that I think about it, which could be fun. People that play competitive or do Nuzlockes, let me know. I'm curious to know about more experienced opinions. But for the disposition of this Fakemon, as you could probably guess, they are stalwart protectors. They are steadfast and serious, defending to the very end. But it also likes to give challenges to those in its charge, mostly to help them grow, but also for a bit of its own amusement. They aren't always completely stone-faced serious and know how to have a bit of fun. Kinda like the fun that I have when I see the subscriber number go up, so hit the button. It makes a cool color effect. I think it also says a cool color effect when I say subscribe. Go check it out, it's neat. And now, onto what I'm sure you clicked on this video for. Cridian Gardevoir. It's the Lady of the Lake, the mysterious water spirit that gifted King Arthur with the legendary Excalibur. There are other stories too, but that's the most relevant for this Fakemon, as it fits neatly into the new water steel typing. They are elegant yet whimsical Pokemon, which seeks out noble trainers whom they can trust in and gift them with both its power and odd trinkets that it finds. It is said that in times of old, the greatest king of the Cridi region had this kind of Gardevoir by his side. And as stated before, Gallade is the one that evolves from either gender via level up, whereas Cridian Gardevoir is going to evolve from female Kirlia only, and in a certain location in the Cridi region, which is basically just going to be the heart of a lake. You just go to that location, level up your Kirlia, and you got Cridian Gardevoir. I'm not doing anything crazy like Game Freak has been doing, just go to a place and level up. We don't need to overcomplicate this. The stat line falls more in line with how normal Gardevoir operates, just a bit faster, hits a little harder, and the bulk is slightly more rounded out. I honestly have less of an idea for a signature ability for this Fakemon compared to Cridi and Gallade, and may not necessarily even have one. Honestly, it'll most likely have something like Magic Guard. That feels like a good ability. But I do have a signature move in mind, Shining Slash. Though between you and me, I would prefer calling it Holy Blade, but that feels a bit too traditional RPG. And I know Pokemon tries to steer away from religious connotations, so I'll keep that in line with my Fakemon, mostly. But this will be a special Steel-type move that ignores defense and special defense increases, even those caused by items. It would also be a move that would definitely be given to other Mons in quote-unquote later generations, but for the purposes of the Cridi region, it is a signature move for this Gardevoir variant. Though, speaking of signature moves that are spread out later, Cridi and Gardevoir would also be able to learn Sparkling Aria via level up, mostly because I feel it's pretty fitting for this Fakemon. Though, back to Shining Slash, the idea of the move is based on Excalibur being such a powerful and holy sword in most media. The idea that it grants the wielder amazing power, able to cut through anything, no matter how much the foe defends themselves. And I know I could have gone a bit further with it, but I feel like it's pretty damn close to broken already, if not already there since it ignores items. But again, I don't know game balancing. Let me know if this is too much or not. And let me know what you think overall, cause that's all I have for these regional variants. Making Fakemon is getting more and more fun, and also making the trainers, which I am also doing. Making this entire region is just so fun, and being able to make versions of some of my favorite Pokemon has been an absolute treat. If interest in this video series continues, I'll definitely have more on the way. So, sound off in the comments, subscribe to the channel. I am halfway through the gym leaders, like making them, getting art for them, slowing down a bit because I went a bit too crazy with the spending. Need to chill with that. I don't have a lot to go with, but hopefully I can have it sooner rather than later if you are excited to see more. With all that said, thank you so much for watching. I hope to catch you next time in the void. Later.